How's this? Is that better? A little bit more light. There you go. How you all doing? So we're 205 days in. 205 comes to Madison Square Gardens. Or is it Madison Square Garden? Either one. 205 anyway. Comes to on November the 5th, 205. Highland of the film starts in Madison Square Garden. It is Madison Square Garden, isn't it? Singular. Which is literally a stone's throw from the Tesla Hotel, the New Yorker. I've seen it. I've been up in the Tesla suite and looked down on the circular building of Madison Square Garden. President Trump had important rallies there just before November 5th last year. Hey, Karina. Virginia Beach, there you go. It's also my grandmother, Eileen Mary Adelaide Wood. So she's part of my numbers. And so another number is a render engine hologram. So I was watching a video today. One of the girls that has a conversation with AI. It was interesting. Crystal, yeah. And they're enthusiastically chatting away. Seems to get louder. They got close, but it's almost like they know when we're talking on the show. Anyway, so be it. That's interesting up there, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we're out of hours, 10:07, 10:07, 107 quantum. But this thing of the hologram, yeah, so hologram is 89, which is actually virus. So if you had coronavirus, corona hologram, takes you back into the first principles. Hey, Karen, Rita, takes you back into the first principles of what this thing is that we're in, you know. A hologram render engine is 208 quantum system. Paul Dennis Bushnell, my cousin, and he's the one that gave me the first numbers. So was Paul part of the render engine? I think so, probably. What is real, folks? Are we real? Are we pieces of consciousness being put through this experiment and popping out all over the place? The more you look at it, the more peculiar, but also marvelous it gets. I watched F1 again tonight. They're kind of slowing down the showings now, which is annoying because I could watch it another 40 times and I'd be fine. I always see new things in there. There's a lot of other personal Easter eggs in there with my parents and others. Talks about what is this revenge for Monaco? What happened in Monaco? I'm going to find out. Yeah, but 58 is Hayes. I said before about Hayes Ward. Talks about knights. Knight is a chess piece, 69. Bishop is also 69, a chess piece. 69 is checkmate. The final move in chess. I've noticed that, what's his name? Hamilton, who's having a rubbish season right now, interestingly enough. I'm sure deliberate from White Hats. His car is 44. That's Obama, 44th president. That's what that is, and it's also masked 44. So that's what that is. Yeah, might have even referenced it before publicly. I don't know, but that's what that is. A big spider on the side of the car coming up. But yeah, the hologram. I think I'm going to talk more about that in time as I notice more about it. But that's what AI is. One of the things that AI is showing us is that the where the heck did that one go? That want to create a web in here. There's a lot of spiders around right now, interestingly. Spider is 71, reverse of 17. Anyway. What was I saying before that? So one of the things that AI is showing us is how it's bridging the gap between what we see with the AI and what our reality is. Hey, Karen. Indiana. There you go. Indiana Jones. Indiana, the RV. But it's bridging that gap of understanding. Elon said it many years ago about whether this is base reality, and he said the likelihood of that being the case is kind of billions to one, meaning that this was a simulation, a projection, maybe a pocket universe. A pocket universe is a new subject that's come up in the Superman film. Pocket universe. Maybe this is a pocket universe, and everything else is present in the fourth. And I might even get the terminologies incorrect. It depends what people say. I've seen the spiders this year. Yeah, okay. Yes, there you go, Karen. Interesting. Yeah. You know what? And my friends that work at the movies are now getting onto the numbers, which is great. There's some nice people there, good friends and bright. And they're getting the numbers. So that's cool. Don't know. All that stuff though, the news stuff, I kind of I don't really pay much attention because I just see that as a narrative, just a story. Like all the government shenanigans, I don't believe any of it. I mean, it's annoying if it hits you in a certain place at a certain time, but hopefully that's less and less. But all the drama of I didn't really used to pay much attention to it before. I certainly don't now. But there is one thing here in my area. There's a sign that says Kia exit route. So I've said for a while that I think Starmer will be the exit route here in the UK, meaning things will get kind of bonkers to the point of enough bonkersness here that the UK people will start to wake up. Have you noticed this? When people have a conversation with you or they say one or two things, you might sense it before, but when they open their mouth and they say something, I think some of you listening will be able to understand what I'm about to say. You can tell immediately where someone is in terms of consciousness and awareness. I get in groups I'm in, and it's fine, but I can instantly tell where someone's at. And it's like, okay, do I really want to kind of tarry here for long, engage in this or not? But that's something that comes with it. You can instantly tell where people are at by the things they're asking, by the things that concern them. Yeah, maybe God, I'm sure God, well, whatever it is, can tell where I'm at by the things I talk about and the things I say. But maybe, probably, hopefully for everyone, whatever level they're at, they have a happy disposition about it, because that's, I guess, nice place to be in. If they're in distress with where they're at, then that's another thing. But thankfully, don't worry about them, Sue. Don't worry about them. But the thing is, well, with that, I don't know if your experience is, Sue, that I'm noticing definitely in the last few weeks, months, but definitely in the last few weeks, the kind of attachments we have with the ones that are kind of not as awake. We're just kind of letting go of those a lot more now, which is nice. It's refreshing. And if they come along with us, fantastic. If they don't, if they have to tarry for longer, then okay, so be it. Yeah, interesting, Karen. I never really got into that, to be fair. I never really took too much thing on it. And you know what? There's so many hundreds of people saying things out there. I really pay hardly any attention to any of it. One, I don't have the time to do it. I got my thing. I guess I'm blessed. I have my things that come to me. I put them out. They give me comfort. They show me the way. And my audience gets to benefit from listening to it. And if people want to remain and listen and get the benefits of it, great. If they don't, then that's okay. If they want to go off in the wilderness on other things, that's okay. You know, But anyway, to answer your question, I don't really give much credence to it, really. I never really studied it. And who knows, maybe there's things in there. But like you said, in reference to the thing I said a couple of weeks ago, I would just leave that. Yeah, I never really tarried with it. I did have, so I know there were videos that I had that were embroiled in that, and that got me into trouble back at the time. And there's two ways to look at it, whether it was something really amazing or it was just information that was incorrect and it wasn't supposed to be out there in the first place. So take your pick. But in terms of that, no, I've never really paid too much credence to that. I mean, I'm aware of a couple of things at the time, but all that stuff just let go of it. Just walk past it. So, oh, you're welcome, Karen. Hopefully that answers the question. Yeah. Yeah, I was doing it before. They morphed and copied my name and everything. So yeah. Mine's not different. Well, mine is different. Mine's pure. Mine's clean. It's not using black magic and tricks to fool the people and enter their minds and twist them up in loops. So I learned mine from President Trump, from Diana, from my higher self, and I've just been me to put it out there. So yeah. It's a funny old game, as St. Greasy would say. And President Trump did a show with St. Greasy back in the day as well. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. But I'm just seeing more and more as we go on that the realities of beyond. Oh, glad, Karen. Thanks, Kim. You're welcome. So I'm finding that, and I guess I've always felt that, but it's different. There's similar things to feelings of 2020, but there's also newer. It's kind of broader, maybe. There's a similar but also different vibe to it. It feels like the reality's starting to expose itself even more now of kind of what is behind the curtain. To use a Wizard of Oz phrase, what's behind the curtain? And it's fun. It's really interesting. The concept of us being holograms. At least we're projecting into the hologram. But then it's like, where's the hologram come from? And I thought that, and I was like, okay, maybe the hologram's created within a hologram. A bit like kind of Men in Black stuff. But also holograms are just, their codes, their structures, their information, and somehow it produces what we feel is a 3D reality. But all these questions of the nature of realities, bit by bit, seems to be becoming clearer as time goes on. And I had the feeling of racing. It's like, okay, keep flying towards the start line, the finish line. They're kind of one and the same. Just keep moving forward. I think that's what's happening. So the light codes that came in during 2020 was massive. And now I feel like there's this broader light codes. But I still think for something that's coming. The F1 film talks about the Black Swan. He calls him Swan. And Idris, the character in that, is he's black. He's a black young man driver. And they call each other Swan. So there's a white swan and there's a black swan, but the Black Swan imagery is in that film, i.e. the Black Swan event. So that's all there. Yeah. F1 is about racing cars. It's about the currency reset, particularly crypto, XRP, XLM, XTC. And it's also about the hero's journey of, and I haven't really read Hero's Journey, but the theme of redemption from hell. That's what it is. And also it's a dream. And also it's a temporal pincer movement, meaning there's a team coming from the future back towards the current time to rectify things. But there's those 3, 4, 5 massive concepts in that film. and they do reveal who's doing it. Trump is front and center in one of the scenes. So that's why I keep watching it. That's why I keep watching it. So and hopefully they'll put it back on screens here. White hats listening, please put it back on the screens, because there's more to learn from it. Also, as well, it makes me think about the quality of films that are going to be still coming in the future. And there'll be more Easter eggs, and probably even denser Easter eggs, even more complex and broader Easter eggs. Oh, you're welcome, Sue. So I'm fascinated to see what those are, because at some level I think I've been involved in these films, so hence I kind of latch onto them, I see them, and then the personal Easter eggs, and then, you know, in some of the films, there's a fox just went past Fox 45 effect. There you go. The effect, the film effect. But Tom Numbers appears in some of these films directly, but also the name is in the end credits of some of the films I've been talking about. Did I put them in there? Did I manifest them in there? Are they from a blue team working backwards? I think all of the above somehow, and that's fun. That's fun. Those things are fun, and that's the world that we're going into. That's the world that is coming to meet us and greet us, and it's doing it, I think, in the best possible way to get as many of us over there. Yeah. So, you know what's funny as well? This is a funny one. So I still see people that I know put comments up on channels and things and groups and pages, and they critique. You can see they critique President Trump, and then I know this argument's been put forward many times, but I'm like, how can they not see that he's not started any wars? That so many things are better under his presidency from a presidential level, like a kind of political level. Never mind all the spiritual kind of higher stuff that we talk about here on the show. Forget that. Not forget it, but you know what I mean? They're not even aware of that stuff. They're just believing the mainstream media and the virus frequency that people bought into. Still, that's amazing to me. It's always amazing, but that's still amazing to me. I'm like 5 years in and they can't see it, and it's like, what? So it was better to, you know, the Biden story and all the things that people can get hung up about on the political story. That doesn't really interest me. But they're hooks that kind of get people moving around and cajoling and But it's still very revealing when someone can't see who President Trump is, even from even down on the ground with the political landscape, the story, the economic landscape, all those things, you know, that kind of affect the world, that the people in the world are kind of concerned about. A lot of them aren't talking about the stuff that we talk about at this level. But that stuff, that's still mind-boggling that they still think President Trump's the bad one. I'm like, that's mind screwing, that's mind warping, that's levels of black magic and disinformation and lies, and if you have to question what their cause are. I've got friends like that, but they've detached themselves really from me. Even when I reach out to them, they still avoid it. It's strange. It's a very strange thing. But hey, you know what? I guess it doesn't matter. We just keep going. Same here, Sue. I love President Trump as well. Yeah, that's what it is, Kim. That's what it is. But it's strange. I saw an element of it again a few days ago. But you know what? I'm kind of all right with that as well now. Kind of wherever people are is okay. Whatever they are, whatever they believe is okay. And I think for us is we do what we can, and we just keep doing what we feel like we need to do each day. We just put one foot in front of the other, one step in front of the other, take a step into the dark, and the light moves around us, and we just keep going. But in an exciting way. Have you felt the kind of turn of the corner? The exciting way now. Not like kind of endurance. It feels like now something really exciting and tangible is coming. At many, many levels. Multiple levels. A chain reaction through the through the fabric of the etheric dimensions, you know. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like. Yeah. President Trump is still weaving his masterpiece together, like he said with Joe Rogan, and once it's complete, everyone will be like, oh wow, that's a miracle. And that seems like it's getting closer to that day, whatever that is, the parting of the veil. I think it's parted, but maybe ripping the whole thing off. So 5D chess, there you go, 5D chess, yeah. Anyway, that's some of my thoughts this evening, folks. I had it on the radiation setting in the cinema tonight, just because there are other folk around. Didn't feel too bad in there, but there were one or two that I was like, I'm just going to put this on just for a bit of protection. So, and like I said, right now, click the link below, you'll get $50 off and free international shipping. I don't know how long they'll keep the $50 off offer for. Usually it's 30, but they're giving you a bit more off. So if you want to get it, if you've been on the fence, go for it, get it. So anyway, and people enjoying the nicotine as well, so you can click the link below for your knickknacks in the UK and in the US. Just click the territory you're in. So, all right, folks, God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. We're into 206. 206 is a very important number. So, connected with all the things like the hologram. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.